multiplication of matrices is a little more difficult than simply adding and subtracting. Um, so let me first show you an example with two simple matrices. We've got matrix A, 1, negative 2, 3, and 5, and the matrix B with column 2, 3, 0, and 1. And so, of course, matrix A is a 1 by 4. Matrix B is a 4 by 1. And in order to multiply matrices, the number of columns in the first matrix has to be the same number as the number of rows in the second matrix. And I've got this demonstrated here. If the first matrix is m by n, the second matrix would have to be n by p. Notice you have the same numbers, n. And then your new matrix, after you multiply, will be m by p. In this case, we have a 1 by 4 and a 4 by 1. Column and rows are the same. And so that means that we're going to end up with a matrix of a 1 by 1. So that means we're just going to have one entry. And so this is how we multiply matrices. Is we're going to take our first entry of the first row, multiply by the first entry of the first column. 1 times 2 is 2. That's plus the second entry of the first row times the second entry of the first column. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And then third entry of the first row times third entry of the first column. 3 times 0 is 0. And then the last entry of the first row times the last entry of the last column. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And when we add those together, we've got 2 plus a negative 6, which is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 0 is still negative 4. Negative 4 plus negative 5 is negative 9. And so our answer is negative 9. If you want to express that as a matrix, it's not really necessary since there's only one entry. Would be the only entry you have is negative 9. And now we're going to apply the same thing with a larger matrix. Looking at the second example, notice we have two matrices, A and B, and we're going to do the same principle. It's just going to take longer, so we may have to split this up into two videos. Of course, I've labeled the entries that I'm going to have. A times B is going to have entries C11, C12, C13, and C21, C22, C23. So starting this out, we're going to apply the same principle. Okay, we're going to start with the first row and the first column. And we're going to do the same thing that we did up here. So C11 is 3 times 1, 1 times 4, plus 4 times 2. 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 4 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So our first entry of our matrix is going to be 15. And then we'll have to do the same thing 5 more times to find the remaining entries. And I will finish this example on the next video.